think about what you want, say what you want, do what you want, let people be offended, and be able to live with that. Hello there, and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, you're very much welcome. I didn't really plan to do this video, but I was thinking of what to record, and I thought I should talk about this because I have a list here. It's been sitting on my phone. Actually, it's my screensaver. So it's a list of things that I have that I use as a reminder to myself when I'm low and when I'm doing things that I'm not supposed to be doing, or when I'm really in a bad spot. So I just curated the list and use it as a screensaver so that in those moments I can always refer back to it. So I'm going to share with you. Maybe there's someone out there that this might be useful for. I'm just going to share them with you and tell you the reason behind, the thoughts behind the list. So the first one we have here is have audacity, and I have it here. So I'm using my main phone to record, so I took a screenshot and I just have a list here. So the first one is to have audacity, and the reason I wrote this was because, and to be honest, I didn't put it in any order. Whenever a thought comes to me, I just write it down somewhere, and at the end of the day I created them on my phone. And I should also say some of it might be something I heard in a movie or someone speak about and it spoke to me, and so I just wrote them down here. So that's why I said this might also speak to someone else, so please watch till the end. So the first is to have audacity. I think for most parts of my life, I don't think I've been audacious enough. I don't think I've been I feel like I sometimes approach things from a timid, is timid the right word? But I think from a timid place, or like I'm being scared, or I'm scared of doing certain things. I usually find that most of my friends, or maybe my male counterparts, are a bit more audacious than I am. And I think it's a general thing. Well, it's just my own perspective. I think males are more audacious than females. We tend to be scared. We tend not to like push for things or go after things compared to a guy. Like guys will have audacity. You'd be wondering where did this person have this audacity from? But yeah, that's a reminder to myself in times where I feel like I don't, I shouldn't go for certain things, or I shouldn't do certain things like that. That's a reminder for me. The second one is to be bold, and it's somewhat similar, but I felt like that also spoke to me. The funny thing is, when people see me, sometimes they feel like, or they think I have so much confidence, I'm so bold, I can talk to anyone. And to be honest, most times it's just an act. I'm not always as bold or as confident as I present myself to be. Most times I'm scared to to bits when I'm faced with certain things. But I realized that putting myself out there, like when I was in uni, I was still, even till now, I'm still, scared of. I wouldn't say I'm scared now, but I still feel somehow when it comes to like public presentations or speaking to people or certain people. But there are things now and activities that I've done that has helped to improve that. And I would say one of it is even speaking online, like coming online to talk. Till date, I'm still very self-conscious about coming online to speak about certain things or even posting certain stuff online. My friends know this. Like Mary would always be like, I'm always hiding things. I don't like to put myself out there, even though it seems like I'm here on YouTube talking. I left to me, I wouldn't be doing this, but they say we need to put ourselves online and build a brand, so that's what I'm trying to do. There was a time where I had to go in church. I joined the lay readers, so I'm Catholic, so people that read the scriptures during mass. So I joined that, and my first time speaking, I think it went well. I spoke well, but there was a point where we had to sing, and the choir sang the song. What was it? The responsorial psalm. The choir sang the song, and I was just supposed to read the different verses, or what's it called. But then I didn't know what to do. So after they sang exactly what I was supposed to read out, I still read it out, and it was just awkward in church, and I felt bad about it. But I've moved past it, um, and having speaking engagements, walking up to people these days, because I have a business, as I've mentioned maybe in my previous videos. And now, like, I'm now a bit bold to meet people and talk about my business, like go to supermarkets to market myself and tell them I sell this stuff. Can I come and display it in your store and stuff like that? Anyways, so yeah, I always have this to remind myself that I need to be bold, because we need to be bold. If you're not bold, if you don't have audacity, you would not get very far in life. So yeah, I'm learning to put myself out there more. The third one is to stop overthinking. Oh my god. I'm the queen of overthinking. I overthink things a lot. It could just be that someone is staring at me and I'm thinking, what's the person thinking? Does my breath stink, or am I smelling, or do I look funny? I overthink a lot, and that's something that is not good. It's even worse, like being in a relationship or a friendship. I tend to overthink a lot and it kills me. So that's something I'm also working on, trying not to overthink, because it doesn't really help. So sometimes when I find myself overthinking, I have to call myself back to reality. Move past it, try to move past it. Stop thinking about it too much. It doesn't help. But this one, I'm still struggling with, because I still overthink. The next is to have the courage to be disliked. And I think I heard this one somewhere. Have the courage, or read it somewhere, I don't know. Have the courage to be disliked. I don't know where I got that from, but maybe it was from right from when I was still younger, because I went to a boarding school. I didn't really enjoy my experience in school. But yeah, you want people to like you, you want to have friends, people are in cliques, and it's like you're not fitting in. So you just want to do things to please people. And even aside that, growing up, even as an adult, I find that I want to make everyone around me happy. And I think that gets to me a lot. So that's something I'm working on, because there was this time where I had an issue with someone, and I was narrating the story to someone else. And the person was like, I know it doesn't fit in, but I just want to say, the person was like, why do you think you're at fault? Like, I was already carrying the cross of everything that has happened on myself. I was blaming myself. But this person was being objective, like, this thing that is happening or that has happened, it's not your fault. Why are you feeling that way? I was trying to, like, maybe it's me, trying to do things to kind of exonerate the other person. And I find myself sometimes also doing it, even if someone is doing something that I don't like, I might just keep quiet about it, because it's just how I've dealt with things. I don't like to shout. I don't like to confront. So I'm learning now to be a bit more confrontational. Oh, the English. I'm learning now to be a bit more confrontational. Yes, to speak up when I don't like things, to express myself. And it helps, because sometimes people are cool with it. Even though I still struggle with that, that's why it's on this list. But it's something I'm doing more and more every day, and try not to think about the after effect. That's the overthinking part, because, like, I don't want people to now think this way about me, but who cares what people think about you? They're always going to think things about you anyways. So, I try to have that at the back of my mind. Next, do it now and do it well. I tend to push things to the back burner. So this one is a reminder to myself that I need to do it now. There are so many things that I've pushed back. So many, like, even recently, I was thinking about something that I needed to have done, like I should have done months back, and I still haven't done it. So yeah, I need to do things now and also make sure I do it well. That's another reminder to myself. The next one we have here is risk being offensive and think well. Still somewhat related to the having the courage to be disliked. Risk being offensive. Say what's on your mind. Say that thing. Let the person be offended. So what? People offend you and you take it. So yeah, let them be offended. Risk being offensive, and think well. That think well is like, think about what you want, say what you want, do what you want, let people be offended, and be able to live with that, be able to live with the consequences, or the result of you being yourself. So we have three more on the list. Don't play small. And this speaks in so many areas, not even just about money or going for the big things. In everything, don't play small. Sometimes you're in a relationship with somebody or even a friendship, and you know that you're just kind of minimizing yourself to fit in. Or and that's my thought process. I'm just telling you what I thought, while writing this down. But don't play small. Be yourself. I need to be myself. I need to go after things. If the friendship is not working out for me, move on to the next person, or just move on. You don't have to fit into everything. And also, another reason I wrote this down is the fact that sometimes we want to skimp on things. We want to be cheap, a little bit tight with money sometimes. So that was also a reminder. Instead of getting that thing that would not last, or you just want to get something because it's cheaper, that's where your focus is, on the other thing, right? And you can afford it. Why not just get it? Why must you get the thing that is lesser? And the funny thing is, you'd still spend that money on someone else. You might give it to someone to help them out or whatever. Why not spend on yourself? So that's the thought that went behind that. Don't play small. The second to the last here is be offended, which is similar to risk being offensive. Not similar, but yeah, be offended. And that is, don't take everything that someone throws at you. And this was coming from a place of friendship. Sometimes you have friends that they can be a certain way towards you, and you take it, or rather, I take it because I'm not, like I said, I don't confront easily. I just, let things pass by. Yeah, it's whatever it is, it will pass. But yeah, be offended. If someone says something you don't like, tell them, I don't like what you said. If someone does something that you don't like, tell them you don't like what they've done. So that's the thought process behind that. And do I still struggle with that? Yes, I do. There are some things that I feel like might cause a lot of, like, a volcanic eruption. So I tend to avoid it. Even as recently as today, something happened and I was like, let's just leave it. If it happens again, then we can address it in a certain, just practically trying to be diplomatic about things and not trying to play on the safe side. Yes, but I'm still working on that, because the truth is, most people will tell you the way they feel, regardless of how it plays out. And I think this is what pushed me into being this way, or trying to be this way. Because you're like, I know you and you can do this and you don't care how I feel. So yeah, I'm also not going to care how you feel. I'm going to do what I want to do, and I'm going to say what I want to say. I don't know if all of this makes sense, but these are scenarios playing in my head. I just don't want to go into so much details. But yeah, and the last one we have, which is very important, you can't save everyone. And it's sad because not only do I like to please people, I like to help a lot. Like, I really genuinely like to help people. But I realize that sometimes I tend to spend most of my efforts on people and I don't take care of myself enough. Like, I'm that friend that already, should I say, I have so much empathy that it's almost killing me. And sometimes I'm like, I don't want to help people again. I don't want, because they don't even appreciate. When you do stuff for people, you go the extra mile and they don't even see it. Or you're not even doing it because you want them to appreciate you. You're doing it just from the depths of your heart. But when they come off as it's their right, or they come off as you didn't do anything, not knowing, I will not minding the sacrifices that you've gone through to make certain things happen, it hurts a lot. So that's why I need to keep reminding myself that I cannot save everyone. These days, there are things that I want to do for people that I tell myself, no, don't do it. Put yourself first. And sometimes some of these things would not even hurt me, and it won't take anything from me. But I'm like, nope. I'm just being a little bit more strict with the way I give out my energy. So I'm trying to focus on me now. Like, think I'm just thinking of some scenarios, even recently, things that have happened, and I'm putting myself first, because I just realized that I genuinely cannot save everyone. And not everyone deserves to be saved. I'm the person that I would want to buy something and I would not buy it for myself. But someone else will say, oh, please. And I think it might sound stupid, but it's just how I am. I like to help people. But maybe someone has mentioned that they liked something before, I would run and give you that thing. Meanwhile, I cannot spend maybe that same amount on myself. But I'm like, well, it's good to help people and I'm helping you out. Or just different things that I'll go out of my way to do things for people. And most times, these people will still not go out of their way. Like, they would not go out of their way to do things for you. So, yeah, I'm just learning to put myself first. So these are all the things. They're just 9 things that I have here, things that I use as a reminder for myself to keep telling myself when I'm going out of line or when I'm going astray. I use this to call myself back. That's why I literally have it on my phone as my screensaver. So if any of these speaks to you, maybe this is something that you also do or you also remind yourself, please leave a comment and let me know. And if there are other things that you use as a daily reminder, like what is that thing that you tell yourself, you keep telling yourself, or you keep reminding yourself, please put it down in the comments. I'd love to read the comments and learn from others as well. Maybe my list will increase after I read off some of your own points. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel and leave a like if you've enjoyed this video. I'll see you next time. Bye.